Hello Libra, Donna here, and welcome to a peek into the energies that are available to you for the month of April. First, we're going to look at the general month theme, receiving. This, to me, speaks more of how you haven't been open to receiving something that has been available to help you. There's a bit of a feeling of kind of being closed off, and it's been strictly for self-preservation, and just generally just guarding yourself for protection. And whatever the situation may be, whatever is going on, in the process of all of the events that have been happening, that you've been experiencing, there have been moments where you have been closed off to receiving from outside yourself that would help you. And it feels predominantly on a spiritual level, not so much physical help or help that exists within the earth physical plane, but more so help that has been trying to be available to you on a spiritual level. And because of the experiences that you've been having, you're closed off to protect yourself, but you've done such a good job at self-preserving with these walls that you've created that it is making it so that you're not even able to see when you are being offered help on that, astral plane. So you're being asked to slow down, take a couple breaths, sit down, maybe meditate, do what it takes for you to be still and to be able to open up and really see around you. And you're not being asked to take down your walls. You're not being asked to just see that this is unnecessary. There's no reason for you to feel like you shouldn't be allowed to create those barriers for self-preservation. You're not being asked to not do that. You're just being asked to take better stock of the situation so that you can really see what is around you, so that you are not unwittingly blocking assistance that's out there for you, because it is there. So take the time to sit and connect and really take a good look around you, and you will see that you have the assistance that you've been yearning for, that you've been asking for, but you've just very effectively blocked it out. Your strength for the month, justice. This is a balance of equal proportions. So there's so many ways that we can think of balance, and it's not always equal. And so the best way to say that is that we have a balance of daylight and nighttime, but we don't have a balance equal hours of day and equal hours of night, except for 2 times a year. It's spread out more throughout the course of, the solstices and the equinoxes. Seasons are another thing. We have balances in seasons, but there's not an exactness to it. This kind of balance is more of an exactness. It really is about those scales. It really is about weighing something and making sure that whatever is on the other side of the scale is in equal proportion and an equal weight. And this is the sort of balance that you're being asked to do. And I'm not getting a clear voice as to what it is that you're supposed to be focusing on. And I feel that once you sit down and you take a moment, you take a pause, and you have a couple breaths, take a few breathers, you'll have a little bit better insight. This is one of those things that you have to look inward for. You understand the idea of how you need to be balanced, but the specifics of it for you as an individual is something that you need to be taking time out to seek for yourself. But it is definitely on the side of balance as far as exact equality, not balance as in what's the exact recipe to make a cake come out good. It's exact balance as if you looked at scales and you had something put on one side, what would you have to do on the other side to make it match in equal proportions? That is the balance that you're being asked to look at. This is where your strength lies. When you find out that equal proportion of balance, it's going to, I feel like the moment you figure that out, there's a lightness that comes with it, like as far as not as heavy, a lightness as far as not feeling heavy that comes with it. That heaviness will be lifted once you manage to figure this out. But again, it's not balance as in, you know, weighing out, measuring things to make sure things are in proportion to each other so that you can have a recipe come out well. It's not an alchemic balance. It's more of an actual, literal equality balance. So I hope that makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, if you take the time to sit with yourself, sit with your guides, your ancestors, whoever it is that you feel is there to help you and assist you in this life, if you sit and listen, they will clarify that more for you. Your focus, Three of Pentacles. I feel like this is a bit disconnected from this. This is a bit separate. If it weaves in a little bit, it's for just the minute few of you. But for the bulk of you, if it doesn't make sense, there's a good chance it is because it is actually separate. Three of Pentacles. There is a skill set that you have that you need to be focusing on. Ooh, and it said there is a balance in that too. Separate, but also it's an area of your life that still needs balance too. But there's a skill set that you have that's been calling to you in some format or other. And I feel like there's a good bit of you who this means promotion in some way. Like you are leading towards building up to something. So, for instance, let's say you're in the United States, there's different nursing statuses. But let's say, for example, you're an LPN. And you've been considering going to schooling to take it to the next level and becoming an RN, a registered nurse. So, you know, going from a licensed nurse practitioner to a registered nurse. It takes a little extra schooling. Your responsibility and obligations are a little bit more. Something like that. So you're thinking about doing something, pursuing something that's going to end in, after a lot of work and focus, it'll result in promotion. That's what you're being asked to do. There's a skill set that you have. Either you already have training, or you're thinking about getting training, or you sort of have a really good understanding even though you don't have training and you've been thinking about getting training. But it really is kind of honing on that, building on a skill set that you have and taking it to the next level, whatever that next level is. And for, like I said, some of you, this might weave into that balance, and but I feel like a good deal of you, it doesn't necessarily weave in. Although it impacts your life, it doesn't necessarily have to weave in. But there's a skill set. And taking it to the next level is something that is going to come across your radar in the month of April. All right, Libra, that's all I have for you. I hope this video gives you some clarity, inspiration, and some empowerment. And I hope April is a great month for you. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Blessings.